I've been riding bikes with my dad for a really long time, but the first time that I rode alone, I got a flat tire. I didn't know what to do. My dad was usually the one that fixed the flat tires, so I didn't have much experience. I had to watch a YouTube video, and if I hadn't had cell coverage, I would have been stranded in the middle of nowhere. Today I'm going to be talking about how to replace a bike tire. First, we're going to be talking about how to take the tire off the bike, then the tube out of the tire, and finally, how to put it all back together. To do this, we're going to need some tools. First of all, we're going to need 2 wedges to help take the tube out of the tire, then a new tube to replace the tube that was flatted, and then a pump to fill up the new tube. This is the pump that I'm going to be explaining it with since I'm at home, but this is the pump that you would usually carry on you when you're biking. You'd usually have it on your back. So, when you are going to take a wheel off a bike, you want to loosen up the brake so that it can slide right off. And then you're going to undo the clamp and loosen it up so that the wheel can slide right off. And then when you're putting it back on, you're going to put it right back through the fork, tighten the clamp back up, and close it at the correct tightening. And then you're going to tighten the brakes back up to exactly where they were before. The back wheel is a bit more convoluted because of the gears and the chain. So you're going to start the exact same way. You're going to loosen up the brake so that it can slide through. Then open up the clamp and loosen it up. You're then going to push it down, and then you're going to pull out to the side instead of just pulling down through. And then when you're putting it back through, you're going to put it up through the fork, and then place the gear through the 2 chains, and then pull through, and then it will slide up between the fork. And then you're just going to do the same thing as you did with the front wheel. And that is, you are going to tighten up the clamp and then put the brakes back at the same place that they were before. Now that you've taken the wheel off the bike, you need to take the tube out. And that's where these 2 wedges come in handy. You're going to use the 2 wedges to pry the tire off of the rim. You're going to shove them both in and then pull away from yourself, and then slide one down, or slide the easiest one across the tire so that one edge is off of the rim. After that, it should be pretty simple to pull the tube out from the tire. You don't have to be gentle because it's already You don't have to be gentle because the tube is already popped, unless you're planning on repairing it, which we're not doing in this video. So after that, you're going to want to check the inside of the tube for any sharp objects that may have popped your tube. And to do that, you just need to rub your thumb inside of the tire. Once you've completed that, you need to make sure that the logo on the tire is lined up with where you put air into the tire. That's because if you see that there's a hole in the tube, you can line that up exactly with where it is on the tire. So you have a more precise idea of where a sharp object may be. After you've lined up the tube, you need to get your new tube and put it inside. This is the most time-consuming part of the process. After you've put the tube in, you should fill it up with a bit of air to make sure that it's not being crushed by the side of the tire. And then check the sides to see if it's messing with it at all. So after you've done that, you're going to clamp the side of the tire with your stomach and then start shoving the edge of the tire inside of the rim. This is going to get a lot harder once you get to the end, so you're going to have to use a lot more strength. Rolling it over helps as well. So your new tube is in now, and all you need to do is fill it up with air. So you undo the valve, and then you would take the pump and you'd put it against the hole, and then you'd open it up, and then you'd pump it until it got to around 90 psi. And now you have got a new tube inside your tire that's all filled up. Throughout this explanation, we took the tire off of the bike, then took the tube out of the tire and checked the tire to see if there were any sharp objects in there. Then we put the new tube in, we filled it up, and then just as easily as you took off the wheel, you put it back on. It may not be the easiest process, and it's a bit dirty, but it's better than being stranded in the middle of nowhere.